The Delhi government has now sounded a red alert. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A warning that pollution levels are unlikely to improve in the coming days. Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa has said that severe pollution is expected to persist through the next week. And for now, only short-term steps are in place to tackle the crisis. Well, this is nothing short of the Delhi government being forced into damage control mode. The government claims it is acting, proposing a carpooling system for Delhi. Well into the thick of pollution, of breathing toxic air, a carpooling system is just being proposed. Auditing 15-year-old PUCC centers, denying fuel to vehicles without valid certifications, and planning an integrated traffic system with interconnected signals. They also say 90% of Delhi's solid waste is being processed. Delhi is gasping. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The air is toxic. Your kids are choking, and yet politics seems untouched. While citizens struggle to breathe, the city's leaders argue, blame, and make promises. Sirsa has hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party, calling decades-old pollution problems impossible to fix in 11 months and accusing the previous government of identifying only 13 hotspots while his administration has found 62 and plans to trace 100 more using Google Maps. Roads left broken, an outdated DPCC portal, potholes and 2,700 crores allocated for repairs, all being cited as failures of the previous government 11 months into power. He also urges the Aam Aadmi Party to stop dirty politics.
पिछले आंकड़ों से देखकर बताया, मुझे बहुत खेद के साथ आज कहना पड़ रहा है, आम आदमी पार्टी जो 10 साल की बर्बादी जिनकी हम झेल रहे हैं, जिनका हर दिन पोल्यूशन आज के साल के मुकाबले ज़्यादा रहता रहा, जो मैंने अभी भी आंकड़े बताए कि अगले हफ्ते क्या होने वाला है, ये पिछले आंकड़ों से देखकर बताया। हमारे समय पे ऐसा नहीं हो, इसके लिए हम यत्नशील हैं, लेकिन वो जानबूझकर पोल्यूशन को बढ़ाने के लिए जगह जगह आग लगा रहे हैं, कूड़ा जला रहे हैं। वो रोज प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं कि किस तरीके की बढ़ जाए। वो दिल्ली के लोगों की चिंता नहीं कर रहे। इतनी गंदी राजनीति में नहीं जाना चाहिए। मैं आम आदमी पार्टी के सभी लोगों से हाथ जोड़कर विनती करता हूं, मत ऐसा कीजिए। मैं हाथ जोड़कर अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से आग्रह करता हूं, केजरीवाल जी, इतना कुछ दिया है दिल्ली ने आपको, 10 साल आपने दिल्ली की सत्ता को दिल्ली के लोगों के कारण यहां पर रही है, आज आप ऐसे काम कर रहे हैं।
And the Supreme Court, it has slammed the government, calling all measures so far an abject failure, a total failure, warning that temporary ad hoc steps won't solve the crisis. Even efforts to protect children are only temporary. The SC has also asked the toll collection that all 9 Delhi NCR plazas should be suspended to ease pollution for citizens. The reality is stark. Your kids breathe toxic air while politicians argue, and Delhi waits, gasping. I'm being joined by Dr. Gufran Beg, who's a chair professor for NIAS and founder and project director SAFAR, as well as Dipankar Saha, who's a former additional director for CPCB. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining me. Well, Dipankar Saha, first to you, Dipankar Saha. Let's just look at what Mr. Sirsa has said. A carpooling, what? We're well into the end of the year. They came into power 11 months ago. This was a problem that was staring at their face. One of the big bold measures and the promises that they made was efforts to curb pollution. Now, you have been ahead of CPCB. The measures that have been spoken of today, they could have been spoken a year ago, 2 years ago. Is this too late and too little?
Actually, the steps, whatever is taken, these are all prescribed steps, whatever they are telling. The temporary measures will not work. We need a comprehensive integrated action plan, including study of carrying capacity. Until and unless we do the carrying capacity for adequate dilution of the air, it will be problem is not going to resolve. Delhi is increasing, Delhi NCR is increasing its population density, its activity density, the vehicular density, everything is increasing day by day. And we are not really curbing it. We are talking about the control of emission, but until and unless we are able to control the emission from all these sectors, it will not work. It is ridiculous that the waste has become a part of our air, and this is not acceptable to any of the scientists. The construction components, the construction has become a part of our air pollution. This is also not acceptable to us. The only thing, we are not studying the carrying capacity. What we can digest first, that is required to be understood, and that is required to be studied first. How many number of vehicles are entering Delhi every day that we are not counting? We are only talking about the AQI, bad air, but from where it is coming? All these sectors are responsible. No sector can say I am clean. So all these service sectors are required to be pulled up, and they should be given the responsibility, a target-oriented actions, and how much emissions they have curtailed throughout the year. That is required to be recorded and also demonstrated by them. It is not very easy to say it has been done, but they have to demonstrate. They have to describe with data, information. They cannot keep the public like this. This is not acceptable.
Okay, you're talking about no assessment for carrying capacity whatsoever. Dr. Gufran Bey, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
A very simple question. Look at what the court has said today. And the court was hearing petitions about reopening schools because some people wanted their children to go to school, physically being able to go to school, stating many parents are working. Now, here's the question. The Supreme Court has gone ahead and said the measures that have been taken, even with respect to schools and educational institutions, is very short term. If we can have visuals of children going to schools in pollution, in the thick of pollution, please. Yes, Mr. Gufran, go ahead.
Yeah, so see, the point is that all those are, as I told, that all those are the short-term measures. And moreover, the point is when the air quality has gone to severe plus, what you can achieve it by, half time going to the school or closing the school. Obviously, indoor and outdoor pollution, there would be not much of a difference. If it is there in a very poor, then you can have in a poor range inside. But obviously, when it has gone to severe plus, then obviously it should be very poor or upper end of very poor. It's not going to make much of a differences from that point of view. So the point here is that these are all dual punishment is happening, that students, children's study is also going at the same time. They are breathing the poisonous air. So my point is up to an extent, whatever is being told. But then the crux of the issue, as Dr. Saha has already mentioned, is that systematic planning of the long-term measures. Short-term, I think we have seen all, whether it is a smoke gun, whether it is a sprinkling of the water, or whether it is a cloud seeding. It is done once and then we have seen the results. So I think let us go back to the basics that curb the pollution. And in that, my point here would be that once the emission inventory and their share in Delhi's air quality is done, let us go with the priority wise, that where the maximum coming from there, and we should not shy away from there. For example, recently, as I had written an op-ed in Indian Express, where I very clearly written that now weather is not participating in the air quality game of Delhi. Nothing is coming in, nothing is going out. So whatever is happening now is a true emission pictures of Delhi NCT. And in this scenario, about 43% of the share is coming from the transport sectors, and just 8% is from the dust. This I am talking about PM 2.5, which is the most dangerous. But the agony here is that PM 10 is still in a NCAP 1 is the measuring factor. and accordingly the authority takes care of that particular thing.
Well, the truth is, Mr. Gufran Beg, and this is the reality that all of us really struggle with, when it comes to PM 2.5, we are at least 30 to 40% more than what the prescribed limits of WHO is.
Exactly.
That's how cancerous and toxic this entire air we really are breathing. Coming back to you at this point, excuse me, Dipankar Saha, a very simple thing. Now, what should the government be doing? You know, you heard Mr. Sirsa say 11 months is not enough. Do you agree with that?
I'm not going to discuss discover the political issues, whoever state, whatever it is. We are concerned about the emission control and the clean air. That is important for us. What Dr. Beg has said, we have not done the maybe the emission inventory properly. And even we need to know the real-time emission inventory from where it is coming, and it is what is the toxic components lying in it, which can harm our body, which can harm our lungs. And those are required to be taken into consideration, and the action plan is required. If the Dr. Beg has said with we are not only living in an air that is not going out, not coming in, but also I would like to, it's a compressed air. The mixing height has reduced. So automatically, if the mixing height has gone down, the pollutants will automatically go up. That is the simple fundamental. I'm talking about the science only, and we have to remember these things. We are living in a critical days, and every year the situation will come, and we will again keep on discussing the issue. But ultimately, winter, no emission should be allowed into the atmosphere. That is the crux of this.
How is that even possible? How is that even possible? Is that even possible? Gufran Beg, is that even possible that you do not have emissions? I mean, there is a carrying capacity, but the question is, can we even stick to a carrying capacity in 2025 in a way that we are developing, in the way the world is developing? Is that even a possibility that we can be void of emissions?
Well, you see, question is not, that is where one has to look from that angle. Emissions as such, there is a tolerance limit to the emissions. And for the development also, we need an emissions because development is taking place, obviously something is happening. But there is a limit to everything. And we can always make our technological advancement and other things are happening because of that. For example, I will tell you. For the transport sector is providing a 43% of the emission. That is all because of the transport fuel is being used. But if the same transport, if you make a smooth flow of the traffic, I think 10% of the emissions will decline. Jam and the traffic snarl, if that can be done, a smooth flow of the traffic, because most, number one. Number two, if you can make these vehicles to be properly maintained, and then when they are standing on a traffic junction, the engine should be off. All those things, if it is taken care, I think it makes a lot of difference from. So it is not only that diesel and petrol is burning, but the traffic management, where you need to stop the stagnation and other things. And moreover, over and above of this, when it is happening, the unpaved area where the vehicle will go and dust will come.
Okay, Dipankar Saha, very quickly, you know, the government spoke about carpooling. That seems like a joke because we are nearing the year end. And talking about carpooling or a system of carpooling being proposed in the thick of pollution literally seems like a very mean joke at the people who are living in Delhi NCR.
It was one of the options that was given in when I was with CPCB. That was one of the recommendation. That is the participation of the citizens, that they can share a car. It does not mean that no one can do it. We have not, the local residential association, they can also think of having a discussion among themselves, and they can do it. They can start doing. That is nothing late. We can start doing.
No,
And
why I'm
what
saying this
Dr.
seems
Beg
like a
said.
cruel joke is because this is a
No, no,
proposal that
no,
has been, that this is a
no, no,
proposal.
no. So
Allow
when
me.
something,
Dipankar,
no, no,
why I'm
nothing,
calling this
nothing.
a cruel joke is because this has been before the government, not just now. This has been before this government for a while now, and this has been even before with the previous government. This is not an out
Exactly.
of a blue
This is
proposal. This could have
whatever.
been chalked out and worked out and even proposed much before. You don't have to be doing this 10 days before a year ends.
Well, I'm not, actually, this is not, this was one of the recommendation of the committee, and it was in the action plan. We have not done the field exercise, ground level exercise, that is a different issue. And the thing is that, and the thing is that the vehicle management, what Dr. Beg has said, we were in Delhi for a long time. We have studied the Delhi very critically and very thoroughly, and we understood that the vehicle movement, even there is no area that vehicle should not be allowed, we could not do it. We have failed. No vehicle zone, we could not do it. Even the periphery, even the no city should be allowed to move so much of vehicle. Nothing is happening. No cities in the world is doing so. We are only talking about the car expansion and increasing into improvement. This is not really required. When the situation is critical, we all have to understand and all have to realize the situation, because air is for all. So there should be some discussion, there should be some regulation, and there should be some study.
Honestly, the time
Simultaneously
for
keep on doing.
discussion, the time for regulations, and the time for research is well past. It's well past. We are
All have
living
to
at the
go
threshold
simultaneously. Nothing,
of,
we cannot separate.
of
We cannot
toxic
separate.
air
Whichever is
that's
the
literally killing us slowly. We should have
That
already
is
been
true.
in action mode. Our kids, there are
Exactly,
kids who,
exactly.
there's no kid I know of who stays without nebulizers. Elderly people who are without nebulizers. We literally are dying a slow death. We are well past.
But for which, what type of ground level actions and activities we have done at the society level,
Right.
at the citizens level, what we have done. That is also required. Only you people
Accountability
are
need to
doing
be
some
fixed here.
exercise.
No, Jan Bhagidari is what the government has said, and sure, Jan Bhagidari is extremely important. People's participation is extremely important. Nobody takes it away. But nobody can shrug their responsibility from those who are sitting as policymakers and decision makers who can really trickle down the change. That's where accountability really needs to start with. Jan Bhagidari will follow. Many of us, I must say, are doing what we can do at our level. But
Yeah,
Dr.
suddenly
Gufran Beg, my last question to you. The Supreme Court today also made a very important observation about how these long queues at toll plazas are continuing day after day as we breathe toxic air. What are your thoughts about the Supreme Court has asked for these toll plazas, the toll collection at these toll plazas to be shut for the next few weeks?
This is one of the best thing. I have been always telling that toll plazas are becoming hotspots of pollutants. Our system is still going so slow that even if there is a automatic card reading is there, it takes lot of time. And then the point is that the vehicle who is standing backside, it doesn't know when my number can come. They will never switch off the engine. And all the toll plazas are becoming a hot spots, and once all of them will go together, then there will be a traffic jam. So I think that is one of those where the people who are working over there, they are going, probably their air quality is going to severe plus. Although,
Right.
so I think these observations, very appreciable, which is done. But I just wanted to put one more additional
30
point
seconds
here.
more, so we don't have much time. Go
Yes,
ahead.
okay, just a second on those things, that we should always know scientifically that which vehicles is moving. This carpooling is a basically Western idea. More of that. In our system, 8% in the transport sector is just from the car. We need to see heavy duty commercial vehicle, they are contributing even much more than that, and they are already overloaded. Those are the priorities which should be even much more, rather than having this. This is one of those systems. So I thought that I will tell you that based on the priority, one should act accordingly.
But I think, even the court today laid out some very priority areas to act upon for the CAQM. It's just another consecutive year of the court actually intervening over this. Quite a bit of a shame for the government and the CAQM, who should be doing really what the court is asking them to do. But nonetheless, that's the reality of how we are surviving in the National Capital Region. Dr. Gufran Beg, thank you very much for your time. Dipankar Saha, thank you very much for your time.